The first update we have today is about the Real Housewives of New Jersey star Teresa Giudice. She's been there since season 1, way back in 2009, a real veteran.
Definitely. A long time in reality TV years.
So in this deep dive, we'll be talking about her recent comments on retirement and also how her husband, Luis Ruelas, handles some of the negativity online. Okay, so let's start with Teresa. There's been talk about the cast's future, and she spoke about it on her own podcast, Turning the Tables with Teresa. What's her take on stepping back?
Well, what's really striking is how strongly she feels against it. She basically said, I don't even think about that. Like, retirement is just not on her radar at all.
Not even a little bit.
Nope. She said it's something she would never even want to do.
Mm-hmm.
And her reasoning was interesting, too. It wasn't just, staying occupied.
What was it then?
She framed it as wanting to keep inspiring yourself and keep it moving and keep, always finding new things, reinventing yourself.
Ah, okay. So it's more about that creative drive, staying engaged.
Exactly. It depicts this need to stay active, constantly evolving, which, honestly, you probably need in that world. It tells you, watching this, that even established people feel that pressure.
And she is keeping busy. You see that philosophy in action, right?
Yeah.
This year, she did that Australian tour.
Right. And she's going to be on Special Forces, world's toughest test.
Yeah, with her daughter Gia, who's 24 now.
Mm-hmm. Those are perfect examples of that reinvention she talks about. Mm-hmm. It's not just the Housewives gig anymore.
Diversifying the brand.
Totally. Taking on new challenges, different kinds of shows, reaching maybe a different audience. It illustrates a very conscious effort to stay relevant, not just, coast.
Okay, so that's the professional side, this constant push forward. But then there's the personal side and dealing with the online stuff. Teresa posted a picture of her and Luis recently, and someone commented asking something like, "Who is watching your kids? The little one has to have someone home with her." So how did they respond?
Well, Teresa's response was super lighthearted. She just wrote back, "Our 4 dogs."
Huh, okay. A bit of deflection.
Yeah, classic Teresa humor.
Yeah.
Kind of disarms it without getting into a fight. But Luis, he took a different tack.
More direct.
Much more. He jumped in and clarified their stance, saying something like, "Haters can keep hating. That's what they do. We will keep loving and living life." And he added, "The kids and dogs are doing great."
So a united front, but different styles.
Exactly.
Did people notice this dynamic?
Oh, yeah. Another fan actually commented on it, saying something like, "I don't know if this is you or Louis keeping us laughing on these troll comments, but keep it coming." So people are seeing that interplay.
Interesting. So what does this tell us, for anyone watching public figures navigate this stuff, this mix of defense tactics?
Well, it's kind of a smart way to manage their image, right? Teresa's humor makes the criticism seem maybe less impactful, prevents it from escalating too much.
Right. Keeps it light.
And then Luis comes in with the firmness, setting that boundary, showing they won't just let personal attacks slide. It signals strength.
Okay, next update we have about a really quite poignant moment from the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills family. We're talking about Kyle Richards and Mauricio Umansky's youngest, Portia.
Right, Portia. She's 17 now. And she made this comment on TikTok, didn't she?
Yeah, it was pretty heartbreaking. Someone posted asking, "What's your biggest heartbreak?" and used a photo of Kyle and Mauricio.
And the post itself said the heartbreak was that they, fell in love young, built this amazing life, beautiful kids, and then separated after all those years.
And Portia just commented, "Same, just one word."
Wow. That says a lot with very little, doesn't it?
It really does. And it came right as Kyle was posting emotionally herself about Portia starting her senior year. The picture in the senior sweatsuit saying, "Enjoy every moment."
Yeah, the timing is something sort of underscores the whole situation. Portia going off early to watch the sunrise with her class. It's all very bittersweet.
Especially given the context. Kyle and Mauricio split in 2023 after 27 years together.
And it's wild because just, 2 years before that? They were both talking about how proud they were of their marriage. Like, it was their biggest accomplishment.
Mauricio even said he hoped for at least another 25 years, maybe another 50. It's quite a shift.
Yeah. And besides Portia, there's Alexia and Sophia. And Mauricio helped raise Farrah, too. It's a whole family unit affected.
And RHOBH season 15 is filming now, so we might see some fallout expected late this year or early next. Okay. Yeah. Shifting from that kind of personal heartbreak to more like career shifts.
Right.
Next update we have about Lindsay Hubbard, her potential spinoff show, and what sounds like a reduced role on Summer House.
Ah, yes. This is big for Summer House fans. Lindsay, she's 38 now, right? And it looks like she's maybe filming her own thing.
Seems like it. Reports say she was filming a new show in New York City, focusing on her life as a new single mom. Her daughter Gemma is 8 months old now.
And the filming location, Coco de Q, the place with the fancy chicken nuggets.
That's the one. Caviar-topped chicken nuggets. And apparently she was the only recognizable face in the group, which suggests it wasn't for Summer House.
Interesting. So these rumors, they started back in June on that Do You podcast.
Yeah, and got fuels apparently because Paige DeSorbo wasn't keen on her own spinoff, maybe opening the door for Lindsay.
Makes sense. And Lindsay has confirmed she's back for Summer House season 10, but said her role might look different.
Right, because she's a mom now. She thinks it'll be reduced, maybe more NYC-based filming, not living in the Hamptons house every weekend.
Which fits with her life change. She confirmed at the season 9 reunion she'd split from Gemma's dad, Turner Kufay. They were living separately after the birth last December.
And Summer House season 10 should be out later this year or early next. Okay, from career moves to anticipated drama.
Always plenty of that.
Next update we have about the Real Housewives of Salt Lake City. Season 6 sounds like it's going to be intense.
Oh, yeah. Meredith Marks, Lisa Barlow, Britani Bateman. They've all been teasing it.
Meredith called it crazy and rocky. And she mentioned that pattern again, right? Where everyone gangs up on Lisa or her or both of them.
Yeah, she sounded pretty frustrated, saying people are spreading a lot of lies about her and that she doesn't do that to others.
Her storyline apparently involves her husband Seth's career and her own standing being increasingly uncertain, plus turning her store into a caviar lounge with Seth advising.
Which she hinted becomes more of a headache. Sounds about right for housewives.
Yeah. And she also filmed that Next Gen NYC show with her son Brooks, called it raw and emotional, and praised how the kids handled conflict better than the housewives.
That's an interesting comparison.
Isn't it? She said season 6 was tough, people trying to stir trouble. When asked who she trusted least, she said the Shuntney duo, hinting at Whitney Rose and someone else.
And trusted Lisa Barlow the most. Interesting dynamic there.
And Lisa Barlow echoed Meredith, teasing lies and turning nothings into somethings to create problems. She blamed attention and jealousy.
Called the season unique, complicated, and disruptive.
And Britani Bateman just said expect the unexpected, mentioning situations she wouldn't have dreamed in a fever dream.
Okay, so they're definitely hyping it up. RHOSLC season 6 starts September 16th.
Next update we have about that very long-standing feud in the Real Housewives of Orange County. Gretchen Rossi versus Tamra Judge.
The feud that never dies.
Exactly. We've got Gretchen's side first. She was on Heather McDonald's Juicy Scoop podcast recently with her fiancé Slade Smiley.
Right. So what's her take on why it all started?
Gretchen, who's 46 now, basically puts it down to jealousy from Tamra way back when. She felt she was stealing a little bit of that limelight as the hottest housewife. And she felt Tamra was just determined to paint her as horrible. And when Tamra accuses her of being stuck in the past...
Gretchen points out Tamra brought Joe DeLaRosa back, literally walking in with the past.
Precisely. And Tamra discusses her own trauma in therapy on the show, so Gretchen feels she should be allowed to discuss hers too. It's about perceived hypocrisy.
Fair point. And what about Joe DeLaRosa showing up?
Gretchen said she wasn't bothered by Joe herself, but by Tamra using Joe to stir things up, bring back old issues. She even called Joe desperate for trying to get back on the show.
Ouch. Did she say that to her?
Apparently, she confronted Joe on camera about it, accusing her of calling production and housewives, and especially coming in with Tamra, her arch nemesis, but it wasn't aired.
Interesting what ends up on the cutting room floor.
Always. Gretchen also brought up that old engagement controversy alleging Tamra leaked a story to Life and Style, suggesting her proposal to Slade was fake. She felt she was blamed when Tamra was the source.
Okay, so deep-seated stuff there. And the question people always ask, why haven't she and Slade married?
She was pretty open about it. Anxiety from her previous marriage's financial problems, plus Slade was having his own financial difficulties then.
Right, that makes sense.
And they chose to prioritize IVF, put the money into 5 rounds for their daughter, Skylar, because Gretchen felt her time was ticking. Then after the baby, she was just in mommy mode.
So a combination of financial caution and prioritizing family building over a wedding.
Yeah. Next update we have about Tamra Judge. Her side of things, including a mental breakdown she experienced, and her version of that Gresham hospital claim.
Right, Tamra's account. This sounds intense.
It does. Tamra, who's 57, talked about having a mental breakdown while filming season 19 in New Orleans. She actually quit the show briefly.
Whoa, what triggered that?
She said her friend Teddy Mellencamp's health struggles, specifically the cancer diagnosis, hit her really hard emotionally.
Understandable. That's incredibly stressful.
And it took a physical toll, too. She wasn't eating, wasn't sleeping, weighed only 108 pounds, said her skin was literally falling off. A show psychiatrist apparently diagnosed her as severely depressed with self-worth problems.
Get support.
Yeah, she took a week off. Talked to her therapist and also the show psychiatrist. Apparently, that's a newer protocol, the network having check-ins for the cast.
That's good to hear, actually. A positive step.
Definitely. Now, on to the Gretchen Hospital claim. Tamra's version.
Okay. The infamous naked, wasted night story resurfaces.
Yep. Tamra alleges Gretchen told Katie Janela that Tamra drugged her that night. That's the core accusation fueling the current feud.
Right. And did Gretchen go to the hospital?
Tamra confirms she did. Says when she asked Gretchen directly about it back then, Gretchen said yes, but just because she didn't feel well after staying at Tamra's.
But Tamra claims the drugging part was added later when Gretchen allegedly told Katie.
That seems to be Tamra's assertion. She says their initial chat about the hospital visit wasn't shown, but a later one was. And she claims Gretchen later said on that podcast she misspoke to Katie, trying to cover it up.
Okay, this is getting tangled. And the text between Slade and Katie's husband, Matt.
Tamra hinted at those. Allegedly, Slade sent frantic texts like, 911, 911, you have to call me, to Matt, leading to a phone call. Tamra hopes more texts get shown.
Sounds like potential receipts. And how did Tamra find out the story was spreading?
She says Katie called journalist Dave Quinn to confirm it. And Jacques from the Daily Mail apparently warned Tamra after a lunch Kiki and Katie had, saying Gretchen might hit you with this.
So multiple people involved in the communication chain.
Yeah. Then Dave Quinn called Tamra, saying this is like bad, confirming it was circulating. Tamra eventually confronted Gretchen directly, but Jeff Lewis apparently asked a good question. Why doesn't Katie just confront Gretchen herself?
That is the question, isn't it? Avoids the he said, she said through intermediaries.
This whole segment just brings to life the intense psychological pressure cooker these shows can be.
Totally.
Okay, one final update to round things out. Next update we have about Whitney Rose back in Salt Lake City. Her and husband Justin's financial issues popping up in season 6.
Right, Whitney and Justin. The Bravo press release mentioned they're picking up the pieces after a devastating misstep with her company.
Yeah, that company, Prism, her jewelry line. The exact misstep isn't spelled out, but it seems linked to earlier reports about her losing money and having to rebrand.
Which is tough, especially since she talked about putting her all into that business.
Definitely. And this comes amidst those persistent rumors about trouble in her marriage to Justin, which they've both denied.
She addressed that on Watch What Happens Live, didn't she? Saying the rumors always surface when she fights with a certain castmate.
Yeah, back in January, she said they've been regurgitated for the past 5 years. Justin was there supporting her, and she made a point of saying Justin obviously is not going anywhere.
Trying to shut it down publicly.
And she told The Daily Dish last November that marriage has ups and downs, and the show taught them about communication, about not misplacing frustrations onto each other.
Which sounds like a healthy realization, at least.
True. The cast bio also notes the other women support Whitney as her feud with Lisa Barlow apparently hits an all-time high.
So the financial stress is intertwined with the cast dynamics and feuds. Classic Housewives formula.